Hello students, today I would like to introduce a new poem, Rice, R-I-C-E, okay? It was written by Chambanam Chako. Have you heard about Chambanam Chako? Alright. It was translated by K. Ayyappa Panikar. It means written by Chambanam Chako and it was translated by Professor K. Ayyappa Panikar. Exactly it's a contribution of Chambanam Chako, right? Then here is some captions is here. Can I read that one? Towards the close of our speech, Vankari Mata is nostalgically. Nostalgically means what is that? That means memories. Recalls the natural world which she inherited from her parents and which has come to devastation. I mean destroy with the passing of time. We cannot but share the sentiments of noble literature. All right. Well, think of the conditions of our states. Yes, that's a focus on our state situation. That means Kerala state situation. Now we want to deal. Before it was in Africa. Now we want to deal the condition state of Kerala. What has happened to the vast stretches of waterlogged paddy field and the creature living around us in the comfort? Here this question comes up. What about the condition of Kerala? That means vast stretches of waterlogged paddy field. What happened to our paddy field? You know paddy field? Yeah. And the creative living around us in comfort. Is it comfort situation people are living here with connected to agriculture? That's a question. Why are we are not self-reliant in this production of food materials? Yes. Here again the question comes out. Why are we are not self-reliant? That means we have to uh, produce our own food materials. Why we can't? That's a question comes out. Read the poem and find out the way a poet looks at this issue. Here Chairman Sako concentrated condition of Kerala states, why we can't produce our own food materials, why we depends upon Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, other states food products or this vegetable and everything. Why don't we why we can't construct we can't conduct such kinds of item in our own state? Why we depends upon other states? As a question will come, sir. Okay. Then also whether we are around in our we are in comfort with the paddy field. That was another question raised by Chamanam Chako in his poem. So let us see. Let's read the poem and find out the way a poet looks at this issue. What's opinion about poet? How it happened? What is the condition exactly? We want to know through the poem. Rise. Okay. Okay, let us see that one. Before that, we want to know about Chaman and Chako. What style of writing? His style of writing is quite different. Let's say I just to give a clue. Right. Chamanam Chako is a master of satirists. Okay. He was a master of satirist. Satirist is a very important word you should remember in the poem. You should write about Chaman and Chako. You never forget about the word satirist. You know satirist? Aksheba Hasya. That is called satirist. That means, what is that? Indirectly, he told something in front of a public. That is called satirism. If it is directly said that, it became a great problem. So that is why indirectly he said it something. The person we can call as satirist. His style of writing is satirist way, right? So Chamanam Chako is a master of satirist. You must be know that satirist. Satirist who has fought many battles with the system through his writing. Yes, he fought many battles against the evils existing in our society in the way of satirist. That is one of the weapon, Chamanam Chako weapon to criticize the authority in the way of satirist way. Okay. Uh, and also he used sarcasm. That's a two important word. Sarcasm, S-A-R-C-A-S-M. Sarcasm and satire is two important weapons used by Chairman M. Chacko to criticize the evil existing in our society. He says socio-political sphere in much meek and limited compared with the earlier time. Yeah, society has changed and with it have massive sensibilities. Consider his poem Rise as a satire. This is a satire poem, S-A-T-I-R-E, satire. It is a satire poem on the farmers who are forced to switch. That is a main thing. That means the farmers who are forced to switch to cash crop. That means force switch means change to cash crops when the market change. That is same like of Africa. Here is also we focus on cash crops instead of food crops. That is something happened in our problems in our society too. So against this one, Chairman and Chacko criticized in the way of sarcasm and at the same time satirical way. He criticized the system that was existed in our society. Okay, so we can say that Chairman and Chacko is a master of satirist and sarcasm. This poem is also in the way of satirist and sarcastic way, right? Okay, so what is its main theme? That one was that this poem as a satire on the farmers who are forced to switch to cash crops when the market for food crops fell. When the market of the food crops fell, they for profit they gave more importance in cash crops instead of food crops. That's why we are suffering in food crops. We are dependent upon other states for food crops. So that is the things you have to know that. It was written in 67. See this. Chairman Chacko was born in March 7, 1926 in the village of Mulakulam in Eastwhile, Travancore. Okay, that means Travancore means in Trivandrum area, that area. He has created a space for himself in Malayalam poetry. He is master satirist who has fought many battles with the system through his writing. Yes, the satirist is very important at all. The poet who has many literary works to his credit is always reacted to his surroundings with a poignant verse. That means he severely criticized the evils existed in our society in the way of sarcasm and satire. So that's about Chairman and Chacko. Travancore is before this Malabar. Travancore, the division is under the British rule is like that name, that is including Coilon, what is it, Trivandrum, etc. is in a place that is called Travancore. Okay. And next we are to introduce the translator K. Ayyappa Panikar. He was a professor, born in 1930-26, was an influential Malayalam poet, literary critic, an academic and renowned scholar. He was one of the pioneers of modern in Malayalam poetry, and his seminal work, there is also then curriculum in 1960. He is considered as turning point. It is an academic career which can run consonance with his literary one, spanning 4 decades. Okay, he was a well-known teacher of English in various colleges and universities before retiring as a director, Institute of English, University of Kerala. Okay, professor in English at Ayyappa Panikar. So we want to know the translator and the original poet here is that Chairman Chacko. We already introduced these fellows, and let us see what is the rise. I told you must remember satirism, sarcasm. That is a weapon used by Chairman Chacko in order to criticize the evils or social backwardness existed in Kerala states. At the same time, we want to know the thing that is this. The summary main point is that farmers who are forced to switch to cash crops when the market for food crops fell. That means that's the main content of this, right? So Let us move to more about this. We want to know the summary, is it there? What is the exact summary of race written by Chaman Chako? Okay, then what was the things we want to know that? All right. Right, okay, the summary we can move on to know that. The poems begin with the nostalgic feelings of the narrator. Yes, the poet nostalgically described the things. Who returned to his home. Yes, that is the main point. Who means poet returned to his homeland in Kerala after having earned his doctorate degree from North India for his work in making toys with husk. That means he was in North India for his doctorate degree. That means for in this making toys, toys with husk. Husk means Malayalam, umi. Umi? Yes. That means he wanted to take a doctorate degree from North India. Not here, he was staying in North India. At that time, he was studying for doctorate degree. That means not a doctor, this is called PhD in Malayalam. That is doctorate degree. And for what the doctorate degree? For making toys with the husk. That was his studying material. So he was in North India. At that time, he fed up with eating chapatis there and dreams of spontaneous meal of Atikara rice. Yes. At that time, North Indians' main staple food is chapati with the curry, But here, Kerala, the most of them was used in rice. So that is a main difference between North Indians and South Indians. So for a long time, he stayed for his study in North India. At that time, mostly he didn't get rice. He mostly took this chapati. So he fed up, bored with the chapati, and he's highly ambitious to eat Atikara rice. There's a peculiar kind of brand. Atikara rice is a particular brand. So you want to take this, take this rice, but he didn't get in North India. So that is one of the things we want to remember in the beginning of this poem. Okay. Now, when the poem begin, he was in North India for what? For studying his doctorate degree. For which subject? That means making toys with the husk. Then what was his problem? His problem was he didn't get a rice to eat. Instead of rice, they provide, North Indians are providing chapati. So he is bored with chapati. He didn't like chapati. That is why he is very high ambition to eat rice. That is his nostalgic feelings also comes in the minds of Chamanam Chako. Okay, then the picture of this rice is blinding. Season passes through his mind. Then he is recollecting from North India while he is traveling in a train from North India to Kerala. He remembering the past memories of Kerala and the paddy field and cultivation and his father, mother, brother and other laborers who were working the muddy paddy field. And he remembering, recollecting his memory in train while his journey. Okay. He sees his fathers in his mud-stained dhoti. Yes, he is in his memories. He's think about his fathers. He's used his dhotis in stained. Okay, calling out. Dhoti means here mund. Stained means madaki kutuga, right? Calling out of this excitement. He's imagined that the oxen will be surprised to see him. Then mean oxen, plowing the oxen. That's also second thing he thinking while he was in back to Kerala in train. And he is coming with a suitcase, and his father will greet him with his customary stingers in smiling. Yes, that is also thinking in train. His brothers is carrying his tender sapling. Yes, tender, Yes, tender sapling, Sapling, I told the small plant tree. Here, tender sapling means thing. Cherry thing. What is that? Seeds, okay. will rush to this house, calling out of the mother that he was arrived. So that was his dream. That was his thinking while he was in train back from North India to Kerala. First, he think about the paddy field, and from there, his father is standing there with his stained dhoti, and his oxens ploughing the field, and he saw the brother also planting this coconut tree. That means tender coconut, and his then brother is suddenly rushed to his house and to inform to mother, brother will come from North India, etc. And he is also carrying suitcase, and he is moving from here and there in this paddy field. That is his memories while he was traveling in a train. All right, so that is the situation. And third was he drums. What he drums about what? He dreamed. That means drum. The picture of rice is planting season passes through his mind. So okay, that's already we said. His dreams how cautiously he walks along the deck in order to not upset the basket full of rice and reach home right at the time when his mother drains the cooked rice. Still, he is believed his mother is preparing for rice in the stove or that one. And with his energies to reach home at the earliest, is even urges to train to run fast. That time he thinking about why this train is very slow. I want to reach in my home very fastly and want to eat atikara rice. So he's dreamt about his mother cooking the atikara rice also from the train. He's imagined while he was in home. Okay, but his greatest surprise to shook off is find that the place has completely changed. But after he is then that is dreamt finish. Then he is then come into reality after he is dropped from the train and he take the bus and he is now is reaching the village. When he walking the village area, he saw that some changes occurred in our village. What happened? The complete paddy field is gone, and there comes building, and some other places there is a other cash crops are planting instead of food crops. That is too much pain to our poet. I mean, tall rubber trees have been taken to place of rich paddy field. Yes, there is no sound. Nobody is walking there in the paddy field. Nobody is busy with the paddy cultivation. His father quietly sits watching the people to fix up this machine for making the rubber sheets. Now, father is not in the paddy field. In really, father is now standing the place where rubber machine for making rubber, the machine is planted there. She is standing in front of the construction of the machine. With the least little sentiments and with little pride, his father said, what is his father said? We have stopped paddy cultivation and we have goes to cash crops cultivation. That is profitable, father said to him, poet. It sound foolish to him to cultivate paddy when the government gives rice to those who have no paddy field. As government also given ration, then why did we cultivate paddy field? That is also the question comes on. The narrator, when the poet, was all the more shocked to see his brother is coming with ration of wheat. Now, he's satirically say that is a sarcasm and satirically. His brothers went to the ration shop and buy the wheat instead of rice. Buy or bought wheat for their consumption. That is also one of the sad things connected to poet in this home. The narrators sarcastically conclude the poems commending what commending what on the chief ministers who flies high above the cash crop to the center to demand for allotment of more rice. And he is again uses sarcasm while in the aeroplane is on the top of the sky. The poet thought that this chief minister will go to Delhi, the capital, for begging or for wanted more rice from this central government. That is also sarcasm. He pathetically asked himself whether we got some husk from the center too. And he is mockingly say that, please ask the chief minister, we want ask for something to do. That is also he is mockingly says about the sarcasm used here to joking against these evils existed in our society. That is a uh, summary of this poem. So you understood? Okay, I will ask some question there. Where the poet is now staying? When the beginning of the poem, poet is now staying in North India for what? For getting doctorate degree. For what doctorate degree? That means making toys from husk. Okay, what is his problem in North India? His problem is that, what is that? What was the problem? His problem was he wanted to eat more rice, but he didn't get the rice because North Indians' main food is chapati. So he is bored with the chapati, and now he is eager to eat Atikera rice. So then, after completion of his studies, he is then next, what is it? He is traveling from North India to Kerala. While he was in train, he is remembering the cultivation of paddy field. And the paddy field, there's making people cultivating the paddy, and too much people are surrounding, making noise. And the father is in the muddy paddy field with his stain in their cloth, and his brother also there, and the oxen also there plowing this. And his brother, when he see with a suitcase, brother is rushed to a house and informed to mother the our brother will come from North India. So these are all things he remember. And at the same time, his nostalgic remembrance, other one is that his mother is preparing atikera rice in the kitchen. That's all he remembered. After when he reached in the village, that is, he understood that most of the paddy field is gone, and instead of paddy field, there comes cash crops. That means rubber plantation, and most of the paddy field also gone with the big construction of building and houses. So there no sound, no oxen, and when he's noticed that his father is standing in the place where rubber machines are uh, put forward, and his brother is taking from the ration shop, that is not a rice, that is taking what, wheat. So all these conditions, he understood that something is changing all over in Kerala. That means they focused the food crops instead of food crops, they focused on cash crops like rubber and other things as also, because that is more profitable according to his father. And and he is now understood that it's understood that, what is that, our government also now depends to central government for getting more rice. That means the chief minister is flying to Kerala, from Kerala to Delhi in aeroplane, and he is mockingly, then poet mockingly say that, please ask husk also, instead of that means please ask husk more to us. That is, he is mockingly sarcasm, by satiric way he said it also. So that is the things we want to know from this rice. Okay, so let us read the rice. Okay, so you must know that first location North India, poet is studying. From there, he got a problem. That problem we understood. While he was traveling, so nostalgical feeling comes out. That is in home and surroundings and village. What happened? The village. When he is in the train, he used to remember that old days. That means construction of paddy field, father, brothers, oxen, everything. After what happened? After when he reached in there, he understood that everything changed. That's why the now Kerala people also depends more other states for the food crops instead of cash crop. That means food is very. That means rice is now is came from Gujarat. I mean Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, etc. Vegetable also came from Tamil Nadu and other places. So many other Karnataka also. So that's what we use now depends upon other state for our food crops, even food crops. So this change is criticized by our poet very largely in the way of sarcasm and a satiric way, mocking the government itself. That means asking more husk also in the way of this. Husk, I told it umi. Let me understood that. That is a very important word. Okay, let us I read this one. I come home at the end of our 4 years of research. What was research? We understood. Where was he conducted the research? Uh, I come home at the end. Now he's coming from North India to South India. That's in Kerala, in North India, having earned a doctorate degree. It is not a doctor. It is a doctorate degree in PhD in making toys from husk. That is a doctorate degree here mentioned. Okay, and a generous praise for my work on making toys with husk. Yes, already said it. And making toys, ordinary toys. The toys is making with husk. Okay, he bored with what? Eating chapati day after day, every day chapati, every time chapati. So the poet was boring. I'm eager, I'm wishing, anxious to eat a meal. Yes, more interested to meal, Kerala meals, sambar, different curries and like this. And with, of Atikera rice. Here Atikera rice, there is a word under written in the last of this, this page, 115 last, there is Atikara rice, a native variety of rice, popular in central part of Kerala. Not in our Malabar area. The central part of Kerala, that is at that time very famous for Atikara rice. So that is this 5 lines says about. This first stanza says about, he is returned back from North India to South India, Kerala. Why he came? He came after completing his doctorate degree, which subject, that means making toys with husk. Then what is his problem? His problem is he is more bored with eating chapati. Now eager to wait for a meal. Meal, unu, atikara rice. Okay, so that is the first stanza says about, that means he came and like that. Then second one. It will be the planting season when I get there. That means he is now dreaming while he was in train. That means this time he remembering in village there is a paddy cultivation is time. That is was a season. This is complete dream. Okay, remember this was a dream. This stanza, second stanza start with the dream. And my father, what he is doing? His handloom dhoti stained with yellow mud. Yes. When cultivation time, there is too much mud is there, no? If there is don't want to touch the mud, this father is what happened? Father is stained the dhotis. Okay. With this, the mud color is also mentioned, yellow. Then excited about the waters of this Varangal canal. There's a canal. Canal is there. That is the name is Varangan. There's in order to cultivate the paddy, too much water needed. So the canal name also, there is a canal also there in this near to paddy field. They'll greet me from the fields below our house. That means that water folk is also greet while he was in returning from North India to South India. And that is also his dream while in the train, right? Amidst the shouts of plowing with several men. Yes, while in cultivating paddy field, too much ladies, too much men are there. They are cultivating the paddies. When we can see in the village, they are sung the song and making noises in order to construct the paddy field. Now, the Kerala people used for Bengalis to cultivate the paddy field. That time now the people are not ready to work such kinds of work in the field in the mud. That is why Kerala people now use for Bengali people. Now Bengali people now doing this Kerala rice cultivation. That's second stanza is remembering about the season and his paddy field atmosphere, sound, oxen, father, and canal. That means water facilities, and his greeting by his brother, and shouts of plowing. Plowing is with oxen. Everything is he's remembering now. Okay, that's about today. We will continue the next classes. Okay, two words, satire and sarcasm. Remember, huskies. Remember, that is the main thing you want to know. And I will give this. The critical appreciation of the poem is very important. I already given in this text, this next classes. Okay, it's very important question. Critical appreciation. That is you can expect from this examination. Okay, thank you. That's all today. Bye. Take care.